Hello, this is Ivan, and welcome to another episode of Knowledge Dropping Hour. I changed it now because I didn't like the previous title of it. So now it's a Knowledge Dropping Hour, people. I am here with the lovely Adrianna and Zach. Introduce yourselves, people.
Hello, Adrianna.
And you, sir?
Hi, I'm Zach.
And what do you guys do?
Well, I'm president of VSU's student organization called S.A.V.E. It stands for Students Against Violating the Environment. So,
Yeah, and they're here promoting Earth Day and Greenpeace movements and, climate deniers.
and divestment movement. Have you guys heard all the hubbub about Harvard students? About 19 of them. They say they use arrested. Technically, they were giving out citations and fines, but
For what?
for sitting in at their main hall, I guess, for the president.
Yeah.
It was Harvard.
Harvard, for what was it for? Was it for the green
Divestment.
divestment? Oh, okay.
For fossil fuels.
Oh, fossil fuels. Okay, I didn't hear that part. I was like, it's 420, people. We tend to forget things.
Today is 420.
But yeah, what are you guys doing for Earth Day, man? Tell a little bit about that, to the people who are ignorant.
Yeah, we've got a festival we're going to be throwing in Drexel Park. It's an annual festival. We're going to be having a couple bands out there.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Who's coming out there, man? Local
Columbine
bands?
Music.
Columbine Music?
No, Common.
Oh.
That would be a whole different message.
No. Common Mind Music.
Common Mind Music.
They're actually a pretty popular jazz ensemble around the Valdosta area.
Nice.
They did Battle of the Bands, and they came to VSU a
Okay.
couple times, so I'm really excited about them. We also have Cosmic Voice with VSU's Ashley's Crane. And so I think Chelsea is the other girl's name.
Chelsea?
Yeah.
Chelsea. I don't
I
know.
don't remember her last
I
name.
know a lot of Chelseas, unfortunately. So, I don't know who's who. But what are you planning to do on Earth Day? Like, are you like, what's like your, I guess, long-term goal for this? Like,
We just trying to inspire more students to get involved because I don't know. I feel like enough people, they care or they're interested, but they don't know what to do, or they always make up excuses to
not to
do something.
Right.
And so our whole thing is like, well, you don't have an excuse not to do something. This is kind of important. Like, if you don't have a planet to live on, to sustain yourself, what are you gonna do?
You can't move anywhere else on the solar system, unfortunately, or we have the technology to move out of here.
Exactly.
Yeah, another big part of the Earth Day festival that we throw is to get the community involved. Because the whole divestment movement and everything, it's not just for the campus. It's for humanity as a whole. Yeah, it's a global movement for a reason. It's because, it's going to benefit everybody if we can bring about that change. So if we get them involved, especially with things like the Sable Trail pipeline and stuff, it's things that affect them directly. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and when we say divestment, we want to make it clear. There's multiple different social movements that include divestment. Divestment's a tactic.
Tactic, okay.
Yeah, it's a tactic, and it's basically you try to get the community, whether it's your public institution like a university, you can get whole cities, companies, whatever it is that has money invested in stocks, they can divest their investments in the stocks that pertain to fossil fuels.
Okay.
And so they can divest, which is to take out those investments.
Mm-hmm.
And so divestment has been used for tobacco, it's been used for apartheid, it's been used for prohibition.
Really? Apartheid?
Yeah, exactly.
Very big part of bringing that down.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea about that.
Like, a lot of people don't know that, but if you type in like apartheid divestment South Africa, tons of things just pop up.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and divestment's basically just, it takes the money out from under it, and without the money, they just kind of have to collapse or adapt.
I think people don't really realize how important the green movement is right now. I mean, in my opinion, it's the number one problem that we as a species are facing today. Not only is the Earth's climate changing drastically, as you see from the ice caps melting in Greenland, Antarctica, you have the droughts in California happening right now, and we as a species are also leading the sixth mass extinction called the Holocene mass extinction, which started about 10,000 years ago. And it's progressing to this day, and you're seeing countless megafauna such as elephants, tigers, rhinos, and others becoming extinct, and that in turn affects the ecosystem. And we see it constantly on the media, but I don't think people really get that. And people
They don't.
And instead of people listening to scientists, people listen to politicians or actors or TV personnel like news anchors because they have
they're more well known.
Exactly.
Exactly. And don't get me wrong.
And they
I'm not saying that politicians, TV actors, and
are full of shit. Yeah, they're not. Yeah.
No, some of them are truly educated. They really
care
about whatever they have passion about.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, you have to always check your information.
Right.
Always check your information.
And people don't do that. People just see something and like, oh, they take it for face value. And they never read it. They never question it. They just like, oh, this person said it, so it must be true, instead of looking at the literature.
Exactly.
And the crazy part is, even the Department of Defense has put out in their annual report, they're planning for climate change. They said it's going to be one of the biggest factors and coming up in the future, one of the biggest threats.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So they're planning for it, and then the government refuses to act on it. It's kind of...
Obama's in plenty of speeches. The EU, they're big on trying to stop environmental issues. Like, I know particularly, shout out to Denmark. Like, they're actually planning on making, which city? I cannot remember the name of the city. They're trying to make that whole city where they're trying to basically make it green. Green. And they're going to, like, reconstruct everything. They're going to make
Paris is doing the same thing. Exactly. New buildings have to have solar panels now, which is...
Or plants.
Oh.
They can make the rooftops either solar panels or greenhouses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And to grow food, or is that food? Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming they can grow anything else.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm saying food's the first thing, and probably like herbs and mints and spices.
Mushrooms.
Yeah.
Mushrooms do well in the sun. But I was even talking about climate change. My rant. Oh, politicians.
Yeah, politicians.
But I mean, and people listen to them because politicians fall under whatever a party those people follow. Like
yes.
It's mostly Republicans. Of course, there's different people, different spectrums are denying it, but it's mostly falls under the Republican Party. And they're like denying it, but they're always on someone's payroll.
I was gonna say
they're always
both sides really, because if you ask me personally, I'm a political science major, so I know.
Oh, she knows.
I've been taking these classes,
dropping
and
knowledge.
I get more and more infuriated. Like I can't even explain to you. So don't get me wrong. I guess I would be classified as a liberal. American liberal, which technically liberal by American standards is completely skewed.
You're a liberal.
Yeah, liberal compared to the rest of the world is actually America's Republicans. But anyway,
everything
is backwards in America. But
everyone who's listening to it just barfed.
Yeah, but so I guess I'm an American liberal. But my thing is like I don't really classify myself as Democrat or Republican, because Republicans, in their sense, the way they act, they purposely ignore things, whether they know or whether they acknowledge the information or not, because some of them truly don't know and they don't care to know. Some know and they just ignore it. That really ticks me off. But Democrats, majority of the Democratic Party, they know the information, they agree to the information, but they're not pushing for it.
People are lazy.
Exactly. And then also they want to upset any backers when it comes to money.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to being on someone's payroll. I mean, you just follow the money trail.
That's true.
And it's crazy that people have this, I brought this up in the podcast before, have this quote unquote war against science,
I've heard of that.
Yeah, people are against vaccines. People, I hate people who are against GMOs. We have any GMO haters here? No?
I'm not a GMO hater.
I'm bad shit on you.
I have disagreeing ideas. I just don't think that we should, because for me personally, I'm not against modifying food. We've been doing it forever. But we have to be aware of how we're doing it and how quickly we're doing it.
Right.
We only started modifying food in the late 80s.
Well,
and I meant the way we're doing it now.
Okay.
With far as Monsanto being the most primary genetically modifying the food.
But that's but everything that's in the supermarket's modified. You can't find apples like that. Or
that's what I'm saying.
You can't find cherries like that.
It's an issue. I believe that we need to have that diversity. One, for the marketplace. It's very un-American to have one company monopolize our agriculture. It's now the new America, but it's by legal standards, by constitution, by our ideology. That's very un-American.
Right.
And
communism.
See, we're self-subscribing to communism without even knowing it. Anyway, and then also too, I don't agree with the chemicals that are being used. And when the chemicals I'm talking about it's glyphosate or S.A.V.E. I'm probably saying it wrong. I know I'm saying it wrong. But
I can look it up right now.
Yeah, look it up right now. Now
we don't like spreading false information on here.
Yeah, we don't like spreading false information. Yeah, look it up. I cannot pronounce it because I'm not a science person.
I'm not smart enough to call you on your bullshit. What's it called?
It spells G-L-Y.
Glycedo?
Probably. Is the main ingredient used in the Roundup and for Monsanto?
Roundup.
Yeah, type that in.
Glyphosate? Glyphosate autism, MIT.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna talk about the MIT. I mean, about the MIT part, as far as autism. I'm just talking about.
Oh, yeah, this is it actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, glyphosate. Let me read this out for people who don't know what we're talking about. Yeah, it's found in Roundup.
It was originally used as a
Monsanto. Here we go. Okay.
It was originally used to clean out drains. So like whenever drains and pipes would rust. That's what I'm telling you. This is why I'm concerned.
Good fucking God.
This chemical, the main ingredient in Roundup, was originally used to clean out pipes and drains. But over time, they realized that hey, if you put it on weeds, it kills weeds. But guess what? It also kills regular plants too. So then they had to modify the plant so the plants won't die from that. And so we're eating the plants exactly. So now we're eating the plants that are modified to withstand this, but they also have the residue of the glyphosate.
Trying to find more. I'm on Wikipedia right now. What the fuck I'm doing on here? What the fuck?
Wikipedia is good for general information.
It is,
but you always gotta double check again.
Yeah, I want to like a news article. Yeah. But I don't know, with GMOs, I feel also, there's another side to that coin is if you try to grow everything organic, you wouldn't have enough food for everyone on Earth.
That's not true. That's how we've been working before we started.
But we have like at least 3 or 4 billion people starving. But if you're going to grow everything, I'm talking about everything organic.
I'm just saying, it's not from a lack of food. Right. That's called selfishness and greed.
Well, I mean, some people don't have the right economies or the environments and where they live.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Well, let's not get too much into a whole nother spectrum because I want to focus mostly on environment for this podcast. We can have another one.
Oh my God. It causes allergies, Parkinson's disease, cancer, multiple sclerosis, obesity, depression.
Is that a study from MIT?
This is fucking horrible for you. This is fucking horrible.
Yeah.
Autism can... Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It does a lot of bad shit, people. It does a lot of...
And like I said, this is just us doing the tip of the iceberg. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying we have to be more aware of things.
Right.
I'm not saying I'm completely against any type of modifying our food. Like we said, we've been modifying it forever.
Right.
But you have to be aware. All because someone's like, this is the miracle food. And no, you always got to question. You always got to think. And like I said, don't forget, Monsanto is a company.
Yeah.
Their main
for profit.
Thank you.
But
that's my main concern is, are they going to put people's health at risk and the environment at risk for profit? Mm-hmm.
And yes, yeah. I agree that too. But I'm saying, if you try to grow everything organic, I'm talking about like everything. It wouldn't be possible. It wouldn't, unfortunately. Like you have to wait. You have to get non-organic seeds. You have to get natural fertilizer. You have to wait for it to rain. And
I mean, you can still
no insect and also
things organically.
Yeah, no insecticides as well. And I feel like if you do that, you wouldn't get far. That's just my opinion.
That's when you would require like greenhouses and definitely irrigation and things like that. It would be a lot of It would slow grow. It would grow slower also because Right, of course.
Well, look at that other form. What's it called? It's where they use. Technically, they don't use soil. What is it called? Click no soil. Growing or whatever.
No soil. No soil.
You know how like in Google you have
no soil garden.
Yeah. What's it called? Yes. Hydroponic. Yes. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so.
That's the word I was looking for.
I always forget the complicated words. So I remember what I read. I'm a very simple person.
Nothing wrong with being simple.
Yeah. So hydroponic gardening. I looked up into that. I was pretty interested. I really want to like have my own garden. Probably maybe a mini farm.
I have my own garden someday.
I really want to. Anyway. So.
No, I'm not trashing it. I'm having a different garden though.
Yeah.
Out in Colorado.
So with the hydroponic gardening, technically they don't really use soil, but they have like these little chambers that they put the plants in, and will have some form of fertilizer, and they'll have water, and so basically the water is all reused. So the water that they use to water them with, they'll go into a filtering system, come back out and rewater the same plants all over again. So that way you conserve water, and then you don't actually have to require soil.
Yeah,
because a big issue with monocropping and organic agriculture is that we overuse the soil to the point where the soil is useless, becomes dust, and then we have dust moles.
Exactly. Yeah. My brother. Well, he might as well be my brother. A good friend of mine, Hector. Shout out to Hector as well. He actually has a greenhouse outside his house. It's solar powered. He collects the rainwater. The rainwater feeds to this humongous tank. It's huge. Probably a fourth the size of this room. It's a humongous tank. It's around like 10 feet tall. He collects the water in there, and then that feeds to another tank that has fish, and the fish fertilizes soil, and also he puts like this. I forgot, it's this grass that grows. It grows really quickly and like water, and that feeds the fish, and then the fish eat that. In turn, they fertilize the soil, and then he plants his food.
Exactly.
And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's like
and it's a cycle of nature.
And it's solar powered. It's green, and he's just like
that's the kind of thing I was talking about. Like it would be very like artificial to make it work in some environments, but you could end up with a system that could replicate itself
and be very organic without actually having to do the old-fashioned till the ground. Like this is I'm not pro advancements in agriculture. You can do all types of things with agriculture. I'm just saying.
You're not anti-advancement.
I'm sorry.
I'm pro GMO.
I'm not anti-advancement in developing the field of agriculture. Like, don't get that twisted. I just believe. I'm serious. Because I mean, I really do believe with technology and the right mindset, we can do a lot in this.
Right. No, we can. It just takes a lot of people. The hardest part is getting people together. That's the hardest part. Once you have the ball rolling, physics takes hold.
and then my thing is I love the TED Talks. I've heard some dissenting issues going on with them lately.
TED Talks is alright, but sometimes I feel like I don't know, like they're like full of shit. Sometimes I don't know. I've seen some where I'm like I don't know. I can't name it on the top of my head. So what I'm saying right now could have no. Meaning. But
so do you think it's more like?
No, I'm saying like a couple, like 2 or 3.
Oh.
I'm just saying the couple. I'm not saying that most of them.
You gotta watch more.
Granted, I've only seen like 10 of them. Granted, I've only seen. I only see what's on Netflix.
So you think it's more like they're wrong, or they just like don't see any talk about?
There's like 2. There was 2 I saw recently that like I did not agree with at all. I forgot what it was over. One was over GMOs. That's the one I was something like that. But I've seen some of them that are over mind manipulation, like illusions. I've seen some about our health sugar crisis. I see some about psychedelics, which I fucking love that one. I just fucking love it. And I've seen others, but there was like 1 or 2 that I saw that I felt like if the guy didn't really present arguments. I'm not saying TED Talks is full of shit, but I'm saying like there was like 2 that were like.
No, like I said, like they have
their. Maybe it's one of the most recent ones. Yeah, that's probably the most recent ones. I forgot which one it was though.
It's okay. I mean, you're allowed to have your own opinions about it. I'll just say overall as a.
It's not like a flag issue, no. It's not like the flag.
No, I'll just say overall as an entity, as a thing. I feel like it's a great way of getting out information because I've watched so many great things on TED Talk.
Oh yeah, me too.
Ranging from environmental things to about self-help and like loving yourself to about women's rights. Like there's so many great inspirational people that don't get the attention they deserve. Instead, we call our attention to celebrities.
Just ignore that.
And people who really don't deserve it, in my opinion. I'm not gonna call names, but I just feel like some people they get too much hype.
I'm sorry about that.
It's fine.
No, don't talk to him, please. I forgot. I'm having an interview right now. I'm sorry about the people. My phone's ringing. I'm sorry to interrupt. What were you saying?
I think. Okay. I was ranting about.
Yeah.
Yes. So I was saying that the reason why I appreciate TED Talks so much because trust me, there's some TED Talks where I look at it and I'm like, meh.
Yeah, probably the most recent ones maybe. Like my brother had the same opinion about one. He called one of them very pretentious. I forgot which one it was though.
Yeah, one that I saw that I didn't like particularly was this one woman. She apparently
You want to get a drink? Like water?
Water be nice. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway.
Finish this.
This one woman, I can't remember her name, but she was doing a study apparently on gender roles. Like,
right.
Why do we fit males into this category and girls into this, and they expect different things. So apparently she had kids, one boy, one girl, and so she was like, I'm so determined to stop the gender roles. I'm gonna make them do the other things. So for example, she made her son always wear pink and her daughter always wear blue. Yes. And not because I'm pro status quo gender roles, is because you're trying to refute forcing children into one thing, but then you're making your kids be forced into one thing, all because it's the opposite of the status quo doesn't mean what you're doing isn't any different.
Yeah, you're still making them do what you want instead of what they want.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're forcing these kids to abide by this without, and they're so young that they can't question or formulate an argument.
Exactly.
It's
And then later on she realized what she was doing. So She did redeem herself.
She's like,
she redeemed herself because I was getting really upset. I was like, how can you make this argument and then you force your kids? Anyway, whatever. So then later on, she redeemed herself and she's like, and like, I got older and I realized this isn't working. Because she's like, my little daughter, as much as I wanted her to be a tomboy and break the gender status quo, she's like, she liked pink and she liked dolls. And she's like, and my son liked trucks. She's like, well, I can't stop them from liking what they like.
Exactly, yeah.
So she let them do what they felt was natural.
I feel the same thing applies to, you teaching your kid religion. Is you, like, showing them these things. Like, teaching them these teachings without them, like, fully questioning it, or, like... Because the kids take everything for face value.
Yeah, of course.
In my opinion. It's like the same with the Tooth Fairy or, like, Santa Claus,
No, kids do. I mean, scientifically proven, kids, their frontal lobe doesn't develop until they're 25. So realistically, a lot of us are probably still underdeveloped.
Oh, I'm underdevelopment right now. I am way behind.
We won't become completely rational until we're 25. But realistically, if you ask me, there's plenty of adults way over the age of 25.
They're not rational.
They're not rational.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I feel pretty rational. That's just me, though. But
that's my little rant about TED Talks.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing. It's basically.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Yeah, long story short, yeah, it's a good thing. But yeah, back to the environment. I don't know how we got to TED Talks.
Yeah, so let's talk about. The
But what was gonna tell you? Are you guys making any more like, I guess, advances in alternative energy here at V State? Because I heard that solar panel was just placed there to shut someone up.
Yes and no.
Yeah, I've heard both sides.
Behind Odom.
Yeah.
Yes and no. It kind of was, but here's the thing: appeasement is a losing strategy.
Yeah.
Like literally.
Because you already let them get to you. Yeah, you already gave it once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a win for us. But we are aware that it's kind of a way to kind of placate us. But
yeah, right.
We're not stupid. We're not going to give up just because you gave us one thing. Like, we're going to keep charging. We're going to keep going for more.
I mean, the Keystone thing, thankfully, it didn't pass. Like, that was going to pass through here, right?
No, I don't think so. But it was going to pass through the Midwest, pretty much from, like, the top of...
It was fucking enormous pipe.
Yeah, it was going to be really huge.
Yeah.
It was going to go through, like, 3 aquifers or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why they ever thought, like... Those were like the main water supply for the Midwest. Why would you want to poison that or even have the chance?
It was gonna go through people's farms and everything. Yeah, but it was just like nasty tar, quicksand, like fuel. Just like this nasty stuff that should not be pulled out of the ground.
No, it just it's not necessary because, like how we were saying earlier, like advancement in technology is a given. Like it's gonna happen regardless of how much people refuse to move with the times. Technology is going to advance.
Right.
And one of the ways it's going to advance is in our energy, And I believe that's one of the most important ways for us to advance ourselves because we also kind of free ourselves in a sense. You know what I mean? Because it's like, all right, say this. The oil companies and gas companies and coal companies of all over the world, they have so much hold on our economic system. Like they have a great, tremendous hold. Like, for example, if the stocks in oil go up, everybody freaks out. Everybody's like, oh my God, we're going to it's like, doesn't it kind of bug people that they have so much control over our money supply? Like I prefer not to like have my house be worth nothing just because someone ran out of oil in another country. Like, you know what I mean? That's a little too much for me. And then
wars start over that shit too, like oil. Like
so many wars over just energy. First of all, I believe personally, energy in our modern society is a given. It should be a right.
Do you agree with nuclear energy? Oh God!
It's an option.
They just barfed in their mouths, people. They just barfed in their mouths.
It's not my favorite option because I think it's too high of a risk. Yes, do not get twisted. Nuclear energy.
It's clean
until.
It's
very clean.
It's clean.
It's almost like really the best option that we have now. But I don't think it's worth it.
When shit goes down, it's everywhere. And then after that, you have all the nuclear waste. Where do you put it?
The people who've been hurt by it.
I just blast it towards the sun, but that's just me. I just blast it towards the sun.
It was a cool idea. It's a very cool concept, but it's not really
harnessing the power of the atom.
Come down to it. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a great concept, and it shows like great innovation, but we need to keep innovating.
Yeah, we're just.
It was one of those like, oh, this was cool. Time to get something.
We were just mere apes compared to those nuclear physicists. we were just
exactly. like even Albert Einstein, like he quoted one of the things that he regrets most was creating the atomic bomb and discovering how to split atoms in order to harness that energy. Because he said, one, he kind of didn't really know what he was doing, and then two, he was just like, no, look how people are going to manipulate this and abuse it.
Right.
And
he has that really famous quote, I don't know how World War III would be fought, or I know before it would be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah. I mean, very much it might as well. And another thing I'm also concerned about, on top of the extreme health and the hazard of a nuclear plant going haywire, is purposeful attacks.
Exactly. Yeah.
What if someone got real pissed enough and they want to do a terrorist attack?
Well, yeah, jihadists, terrorists, eco-terrorists as well. Yeah.
Eco-terrorists. There's also
hopefully eco-terrorists wouldn't blow up a nuclear power plant.
Yeah, that would be kind of.
They're mad enough. True. Plant it at the right location.
True. When you become an extremist, you get to that point where you're not really thinking.
You have the animal front, the AFT, I think, the animal front, some shit. It's just these animal terrorists. Yeah, they bomb research labs. I'm
I mean, no.
Do they get the animals out first?
Yeah, what are they called? Yeah.
I was like, the kind of purpose they kill
animal liberation.
What's it called? Yeah, it's animal liberate.
It could be something else, but
I'm butchering this. Animal Liberation Front. Yeah, that's the.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, I don't know where.
There's these godless people. He's a god. Yeah, they
I also have a security. I feel like having too many nuclear plants is a security threat, as well as an environmental threat and
right. Fukushima right now is horrible. Vice had a new documentary recently about the Fukushima disaster and how it's contaminating most of the Japanese countryside. Rio. yeah, and it's just how bad it's getting, and
exactly.
Since they have no idea where to put all this contaminated water from the nuclear power plant, they're putting it in all these tanks, and the tanks are leaking into the soil, and they're getting to people's food supply. It's getting into the food, and it's just a shit show. And then the radiation is also reaching California. Now it's reaching Canada. It's just everywhere.
And you take that in in addition to climate change, where it's adding more and more water and making natural disasters.
The water also more acidic. Yeah.
So if earthquakes and hurricanes and tornadoes are increasing in frequency and intensity, imagine if we had a whole bunch of nuclear power plants. Yeah, right. It would just it would really be Armageddon. It would be
people. Yeah, it's a good concept, like you said, man. But when disaster happens, no one knows what to do.
Yeah. It's once you realize the risk.
Oh, is it hot in here, man?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh.
I just want to take this off.
It was just cold outside. So here's fine.
I haven't been outside since earlier today.
It's cold.
Really?
Cold enough outside. Cold no, right?
It's raining outside. I hate the rain. I don't like rain. Hope it never rains again. I don't like rain. Rain has no purpose, in my opinion. No purpose. I know I'm silly. I'm a very funny person.
Yeah, so I brought this pamphlet because
is that for me?
As a president of S.A.V.E, I have to be involved in all these different things. So I'm also involved in 2 other organizations.
Oh really? I didn't know that. What?
Yeah, I'm a very busy person.
Yeah.
I say this with a grin. Anyway.
With the grin.
So I'm also part of a nonprofit called Spectrum Busters.
Spectrum, what's that? Talk more about that.
Incorporated, and they're a local nonprofit organization started in Valdosta, but it's actually a coalition of 3 states. It's Alabama, Georgia, and Florida, and they're protesting against the S.A.V.E. Trail pipeline.
Oh, okay.
So I'm one of the board members in this organization, and it's pretty intense because I've never actually done anything this on the front line. Because the thing is, usually when people think of frontline issues, they think of stuff that's
protesting or stuff like that. Yeah,
protesting, or they think about something that's away from them. It's on their front line.
I'm gonna sign a petition.
Exactly.
Or something, right.
For example, when CNA's on the front line, they always show in Afghanistan or something.
Yeah, some dude.
But the thing is, we can have front lines in our own backyard.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing that people don't understand. And this S.A.V.E. Trail pipeline is one of them. It's going to come through Valdosta. Oh. It is planned for May 2017.
17?
Yes.
Mark down your calendars, people.
Yeah. May 2017. And the thing is, it's going to go through multiple people's private property, public property. And they claim, I'm going to say claim, that they're going to bring a bunch of jobs.
Temporarily.
Temporary. It will be temporary, but also, think about it, they're a company.
Yeah.
For a private company, they've already calculated how much it's going to cost to build this pipeline.
Billions.
That means they already calculated how many workers they need, which means they probably already know.
Oh, they already have the workers.
Exactly.
Yeah, they already have the workers.
Exactly. So it's like the job thing is no.
Just charade.
It's a charade.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then they say, well, it's not going to affect the Georgians or the whatever. We're just going to come through. Well, you're coming through, but we're not getting any benefit.
That's so stupid.
Exactly.
I hate oil.
The natural gas is not going to come. It's not going to Georgians. It's not going to Alabamians. It's going to Floridians. Which I'm not saying screw the Floridians or anything.
It is Florida.
but realistically, it's not even going to really go to them either.
Okay.
There's quite a lot of sources showing that it's going to be exported to Europe.
So it's going towards the coast.
That's why they want it because it's ports.
Okay.
Exactly.
Another BP oil spill. Yeah.
And so and it's pretty crazy that these people, they kind of have the nerve, because right now they're actually fighting these people called the defendants. They're called the Bells, and they had actually trespassed on their land. I went to the first court case hearing in Leesburg, Georgia. And so they had trespassed on their land. Originally they came and they asked for permission. They're like, hey, we want to survey your land. It's possibly going to be an area for the pipeline.
Okay.
And they're like, no, go away. And they have a right to do that.
Yeah.
And so a week later, they caught them trespassing on the land, surveying it anyway. So they were like, screw this. We're taking you to court. So I went to the court hearing.
Oh, when was this?
This was last summer.
Last summer? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. I went to the court hearing, and it was quite interesting.
Was that the one that Logan went to as well? Did they I don't know. Tell more about it.
No, I don't think he was there.
Oh, he's always full of shit. he's always full of shit.
He wasn't there.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But anyway, this is side point. So the court hearing was I was kind of disappointed because I was hoping the judge right then and there would say, well, hey, you trespass, you're in the wrong, and no, you don't get eminent domain, because that was the main reason why they went to court. They are claiming that they deserve eminent domain. And for people who don't understand what eminent domain is basically when a company or institution or any entity says that they have the right to use your land with or without your permission to do whatever they want with it.
And they gave you money.
They give you money as compensation,
Yeah.
but it's really never enough. And like I said, if you didn't want it in the first place, the money doesn't make you feel better.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they do that with different things, with highways, with like
Exactly.
cables, the power lines. Like, hey, we're gonna, you gotta leave. Like,
Right.
you gotta.
See, my thing though is like, unlike a highway or a cable power line, that's not those are public. The government creates that with our tax dollars to benefit other public people, right?
Right.
This pipeline is not public; it's private, and it's not going to benefit really.
And
much.
what company is it?
Spectra Energy, and then the other company. It's a joint operation. The other company's not as
The mosquitoes of Earth.
They're kind of there. But no one, but I feel
Mosquitoes.
bad. They're not that well known. But if you type it in the Sailor Trail pipeline, it will pop
We need
up the thing.
to give those people publicity. Oh, good publicity. We need to give them bad publicity.
Yeah, of course. But anyway, so right now we're fighting against that because it's just, it's not needed. It really, realistically, it's not needed because everybody's like, well, we need to create our own energy, our own oil. We need to frack. Speaking of fracking.
Yeah, fracking's another deadly thing. There's man camps out there. It's sad.
So another thing about this pipeline that's needed and that they're trying to get eminent domain for is that coincidentally, it was just now discovered that in Georgia, in the Valdosta region, actually, there is a giant.
And for people who don't know what fracking is, can you?
Fracking, hydraulic fracking is the full title, and basically it is where there are trapped gas, usually methane gas, is trapped deep within the soil, within shell rock, and so in order to get it out, so we can use it for our cars and whatever other things we need, they will drill really deep into the ground and then go parallel to the basin or the zone of the the methane gas, and then they will just pump tons of fresh water. It has to be fresh water. Apparently, they can't use salt water because I guess the salt will corrode. And they can't use any other type of. It has to be fresh drinking water. But then they end up putting toxic chemicals in the fresh drinking water anyway because that helps break up the rock. And so as the rock is broken up from the pressure of the water and the chemicals, the gas is able to escape, and then they stop pumping out water, and then they suck the gas up. Now, They claim that this is a foolproof plan.
They cause earthquakes. Yeah.
I was gonna say it causes earthquakes. They always say it does not cause earthquakes. Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Everywhere that has been fracking in the United States specifically, there has been increased amounts of earthquakes. That's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
Especially when like every year scientists are taking data and they're cataloging.
The science does not lie.
Exactly.
The science does not.
So if like for like the past 10 years there were no earthquakes and all of a sudden fracking and then there's a bunch of earthquakes.
Oh.
I'm just saying. Sometimes correlation does equal causation.
Yeah.
Not all the time, but sometimes it really does. Now, also another issue too is the contaminated water. So not only do they use our fresh drinking water, which I'm already upset about that. They put toxic chemicals in there to help break up the rock, but the water stays in the
so it leaks into the soil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It leaks into the soil. It leaks into any fresh water.
But they do it for profit. They don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
And it gets down into the water tables and can end up getting spread everywhere.
Exactly. So we can end up drinking that.
Yeah.
And then another issue is also the methane gas itself. The fact that it's coming back out the pipe, they cannot catch it's a gas. Gas is very quick, it vibrates really quickly,
and it's a clear
bounces,
gas.
and you can't smell it, it's odorless and it's clear. So they don't catch all of it. And a lot of times they don't even want to. They only catch a certain amount for whatever
And this
reason.
gas is used to power.
It's a natural gas, so they use it to probably power gas stoves, or it can power your house.
It's natural gas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And of course, the Obama administration now is pushing for that to become the replacement for gasoline and oil. But
exactly.
It's,
methane.
Because it burns cleaner technically, but it's still not clean.
But here's the thing.
And the method of getting it's very dirty.
Of course, that's one of the worst.
It's very greasy.
My thing is, although methane burns cleaner, methane itself is actually more toxic than carbon.
Oh, really?
Yes, it
It's
warms
a greenhouse
the earth.
gas.
Exactly,
Okay.
It warms the earth faster than carbon does. So if you're just releasing methane like crazy in the air, it's not as pollutant, but it's
still not good for you.
Exactly, it's
Yeah,
still not good for you, and it's warming the ozone layer, which is not good for us.
Yeah.
That's the problem with compromise. Is that nobody wins. You both give up stuff, and you end up with something that nobody
People
wants.
tend to forget that we live on one planet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They always think so for some reason I think in black people's mind they think, we have a spare.
Oh, it's the
planet.
future. It's the future.
The
Like,
future.
fuck it. Like, we'll worry
It's
about
not
it.
gonna be us. It will be you.
And then you have like conspiracy theorists, people like, the rich people are planning for it.
Chemtrails and FEMA camps.
They got spaceships and they're waiting for it to go
Building
down,
7.
Realistically, if you ask me, I don't think the
9/11, Adrianna.
Yes,
9/11.
9/11.
It all comes back.
I don't believe that the rich people are purposely planning for it.
The elite.
I believe that the elite, technically they know, but they don't care. And like you said, they don't think it's their time. They're like,
Right.
it's in the future. So they're like, F it.
This
That's really
this
it.
broadcast is brought to you by Alex Jones, conspiracy theorist everywhere. Yeah, but that's the thing people worry about, and I think, let's be honest. There's no planet in our solar system that's suitable for human life.
No.
And
There's not
that's
even
the
planets outside of our solar system. That are
yeah, and
actually
that's
suitable.
so fucking scary. Like, it's terrifying to think like there's trillions of miles between our planet and some other planet that could be suitable. They found Earth-like planets that could be suitable for life, but they're light years away, like 20 light years away.
Exactly.
We have nothing to get them. We have no means of getting there.
Exactly.
We're stuck here.
Exactly.
I mean, they're working on
It takes
Mars,
us
though.
months just to get
But the thing
from
about Mars
back
is
to the moon.
the thing about Mars is MIT had a report recently that if we went to Mars, we wouldn't last more than 60 days. It's because like if we want to, because the plan is that they're going to grow their own food there,
Right.
and so the air will become very oxidized, and which in turn can lead to fires,
Yeah.
and also
Everywhere.
also once oxygen runs out, what are you going to do?
Exactly.
And they say within 60 days, the first person will die. I'm pretty sure. Like the colonies won't last on Mars more than like 60 days. But other companies are more optimistic. They're like, no, your calculations are wrong because of yada yada yada.
There's always the confident people.
Yeah.
It's just like, why are we focusing so hard on colonizing other planets? Like, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm for technology.
I'm all for space exploration, but we have
but
bigger problems to focus here on Earth.
exactly. The immediate issue is Earth. Why are we worried about colonizing another planet when we don't even have the technology to do it?
Yeah.
And Earth is about to die right beneath our feet.
Yeah,
So-
I just think of Interstellar when I think of space. I think everyone needs. I think this should be mandatory for people worldwide. I think that they should take you on a spaceship, fly you up to space, and just take you out, like just push you out of the spaceship. I mean, of course you'll be tethered, but you'll be tethered.
And
You'll be
in a suit.
but you'll be tethered enough to it would scare you. You'll be very far away from your ship, so you can feel isolated.
Mm-hmm.
Which comes to my next plan is that you should just stay for like an hour, just float there and just stare at Earth and just think about everything, all the problems that we have, and I think that will really hit home for a lot of people, because then you'll be like, oh shit, like.
This is my home.
Yeah, like wow, like I'm here, like I like oh my god.
It's like there is nothing else out here.
You'll drop all your issues on like religion, politics, and you'll be like, we need to like get our shit together. Like it's a tiny pale blue dot, as Carl Sagan once said. Billions and billions of stars in the cosmos. Yeah, that's such a. Oh, I fucking love that. Speaking of pale blue dots, Neil deGrasse Tyson actually has his TV show today.
Which one?
Star Talk. It's his.
Oh yeah.
It's his podcast. It's a podcast, but like it's a really good podcast too. Check it out. Mm-hmm. He's doing it with RZA, a member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, he's doing it with
RZA. Soundtrack for Afro Samurai.
Yeah. He's doing it with RZA. And they have their TV show, National Geographic, where they talk about science and they promote science, because I think now, like as I brought up earlier, is the war against science. Yeah. People need to know like the facts of it. People need to know the literature. People. It's a very important time in our species, I believe, with climate change, with fuel. We have low supply of food. We need to find ways to battle these problems in a smart manner, intelligent manner.
I was gonna,
But then you have other problems.
There's always issues, but I feel like if we didn't tackle the main ones, the other ones will fall in line eventually.
Yeah, eventually. I think a lot. I mean, climate's one of them.
Climate is the most important for me.
Different ideologies like religions. That also that just causes so much drama.
I was gonna say this one person. I forgot. I can't remember who. I wish I could shout out to them, but someone said like, I don't understand people who reject certain aspects of science, but then they accept the other things. So for example, everyday people they accept the concept of gravity.
Right.
No one refutes that. They understand that hey, if you don't have certain things, you will fall flat on your face if you because of gravity. But then they refute the scientists when they talk about climate change.
Or vaccines.
Or vaccine, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, why do you accept this science, but you don't accept that science?
People like to cherry pick.
Exactly.
If it benefits them, they cherry pick it.
Exactly. And certain things, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, certain things you should cherry pick. I mean, I personally believe when it comes to, just saying religions, just a broad example, any religion.
No.
I don't take any religion, its whole entire thing as right.
Right.
No. Because realistically, it was probably written by a person. Not saying they didn't have some type of divine intervention or whatever, but it was written by a person.
Well, they probably did
That's what I'm saying.
Under the influence of psychedelic mushrooms.
I'm just saying that person had their form of divine intervention, and then as a human being who makes mistakes and is imperfect, we write lots of imperfect things. Yeah. So I never take any philosophical idea.
Especially then you add on all the translations and edits it's gone through over time.
Yeah, the change of language and how it changes over time.
And then concepts, like for example, if back in one time period people always talked about kumquats, but then nowadays we're like, what the fuck's a kumquat?
What is a kumquat?
It's a fruit.
Some kind of fruit.
It's a kumquat.
Yeah. You see what I mean? Like it's hard to describe something if you don't know what it is. And so that's something that can also affect
ancient aliens right there. It's like ancient alien shit, dude.
Exactly. So that's just a broad example for me.
Right.
So some things you can cherry pick, but I feel like when it comes to science overall, you can't cherry pick.
No, you can't cherry pick. Of course, we as we progress, we find something that challenges our view of science. Then we have to go back and rewrite that. But there's nothing wrong with saying we don't know or we were wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
And that's a big part of science. Is saying like we're not sure about things, but here's how we think it works.
Yeah,
feel free to go on.
Exactly.
If you can disprove what I said, go
More
ahead.
power to you, dude.
Exactly.
Socrates once said, "Ignorance is the path to wisdom." So it's a good something like that. I think that's the actual quote. I think it's but like, I don't know.
I agree 100%. Like, I don't know.
Wow, we're 44 minutes in.
Wow, we're almost done.
No, we can go as long far. We can split. We can split it 2 parts.
Well, we'll probably do it like another night if we just split it up into 2 parts.
Like, what do you mean?
I mean, do the other part another night. That's what I was saying.
Oh, we can do it tonight.
Well, it's kind of late, and I'm 9:30 in the morning.
Oh shit, it's 10 o'clock? Almost 10. Damn.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh shit. Oh, such a good podcast. You want to keep going on?
Well, I just want to do a shout out for Earth Day real quick.
Oh yeah, Earth Day.
Yeah.
God damn, that was such a good podcast and it ended so quickly. Like wow, that was 45. All right.
Yeah.
All right, shout out to Earth Day.
Yeah, so S.A.V.E. is hosting Earth Day. If you guys like what you heard, or you're just interested in learning more about our organization and what we do, please come out. Earth Day Festival is not just something that VSU S.A.V.E. does. It's actually a national holiday. It's actually supposed to be held April 22nd. But, every person has to do it on their own. There's no, national people who orchestrate it.
Right.
So we're hosting ours April 25th. It's a Saturday from 1 to 4 in Drexel Park.
And that's Saturday, right?
This Saturday.
Saturday. Wait, what? I'm sorry, I blacked out later. Saturday, right?
Yeah,
Saturday 1 through 4. Okay. It's April 25th, right?
Yes.
Right.
From 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And we're gonna have it in Drexel Park. It's right close to the University Center on Valdosta's campus.
And you're gonna have just vendors there, there's music there, just food there.
Live band. Like I said, we're gonna have the 2 live bands. We rented a snow cone machine, a popcorn machine.
Okay.
There are gonna be vendors. People are gonna come. I know Grassroots Coffee is gonna come and stuff like that. They're a local coffee shop, and they're gonna have like organic soy something coffee things. I don't know.
Organic. Oh god.
It's still gonna taste anyway. And then we're also gonna have some games and activities for the kids to get them more aware about the environment. I know the American
plant they live on.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, kids, you should be aware of this. The American Chemical Society, via the chemistry department at VSU, they're coming out. Apparently, they had this competition that they have for K through 12, and they have the students do some type of picture diagram about climate change. They actually did this one focused on climate change.
Right.
And so she showed me the pictures, and they were so devastated. Because the pictures were these little kids in elementary school. They were drawing pictures about what they learned about the climate, and they're like, so yeah, at this rate the Earth's gonna be screwed. And they drew a planet Earth on fire, and how
old are these kids?
Like I said, it's K through 12.
Oh my god.
The pictures that I saw, they were pretty young. They were pretty young.
At least they know. They know at least what they have a big responsibility in their hands.
Exactly. And that's why I like that that society is coming out and actually interacting with the children. Apparently, also winning some money too. And so they're educating them about.
And they're getting money.
They're getting money. They're educating them about the world and the environment, and then they're actually going to announce the winners at Earth Day. So come on and support the kids.
Come on, support. Hell yeah! So, folks, mark down your calendars. April 25th, Earth Day. Now, is there any social media you guys want to get followed on?
Yes. We have a Facebook page for Earth Day, so just type in Earth Day 2015.
And also S.A.V.E., right?
Yes.
Also, so that's S.A.V.E. Students Against Violating the Environment. Do you have any Twitter, Instagram, anything?
Yeah, we have a Twitter. Just follow us on Twitter. It's is it S.A.V.E. VSU?
S.A.V.E. VSU?
Or VSU S.A.V.E.
I think VSU SAVE.
Yeah, VSU
VSU. So hashtag VSU SAVE.
Yeah, VSU underscore SAVE. Yes, there's an underscore.
There's an underscore in there.
We're
Google,
not that tech savvy.
Google it, bitches. Google it. Find out. Do some research out there.
There's a link on the Facebook page.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's a great podcast. We need to do this again. We need to do this again. Oh yeah. We will have another one. Let's schedule one for Friday or Saturday. Let's schedule one for Earth Day. Something.
Have a podcast at Earth Day.
Yeah, just fuck it. Just do it live. Just do it.
We can talk about the events that are happening.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. We need to do that. But this week I'll have my final guest this week, which will be Flags Over VSU. That is the people who are protesting against the flag stepping. I'll have on the leaders for the people who are against the flag stepping, and we will hear their opinions, which I might disagree with. But in any case, they'll be on the podcast hopefully Wednesday. We'll see. So that'll be it, people. Have a lovely night, a lovely 420. Now let's save Students Against Violating the Environment. Follow them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, boom, anywhere. Later, bitches. Bye-bye. Mwah.